right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live with the man himself, Vince Gray. Vince, good to see you again.
You too, Peter, and thank you so much for being here this afternoon with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Now, tell me, you are a living legend. Councilman, councilman president, mayor. Why are you doing it again?
I love our city, and I love to do things for people. So this, continues to give me an opportunity to be able to do things for people. We've got a very powerful agenda that we set with the people when we did the summit, when we first came back into the council. And those things that we're working on came out of that summit that we had. So I'm very proud to be able to stand up and say that our agenda is something that came from the people, working with the people.
Nice. That is something to be proud of. And tell me some of the other accomplishments that you've made that caused you to run again, some of the things that you look back on your career and really proud of here in Ward 7.
Well, I'm especially proud of our work on early childhood education. We have the most robust early childhood education pre-kindergarten program in the country.
In the country.
In the
yes.
country. That's absolutely right. And, it sounds like hyperbole, but it's not. That is absolutely the facts. And we had a way to, we had a way to speak to that recently when we saw the work, the accomplishments of our 8th graders, which was the first cohort of kids who went through the universal pre-kindergarten program that we have. And
What were the results?
Well, the results were we had the best reading in the 8th grade group in the nation at that point, the best gains in the nation. And, for our kids to accomplish that and do that, reading in the reading level, that is huge.
Huge.
And that's going to make a difference in their lives as they go forward. And now we've got that opportunity available to every family, every 3 and 4-year-old who's going through, our educational programs here in the District of Columbia. You can't imagine what it's like to be able to say to a family that if you have a 3 or 4-year-old, your child will be able to go to school free, receiving child care every day if you will get them there. And there's no cost to it, and it's a program that we know is making a difference in the lives of our children. We're working hard on grocery stores, too. We need more grocery stores here in Ward 7.
Yes.
And we're working hard to be able to make that happen. There's some wards in the city that have as many as 10 full-service grocery stores. In Ward 7, all we have is 2. We have 2 Safeways, and that's it. And we got another one that's coming, and that will be opening in the next months, the months ahead. So we're glad, we're glad to be able to do it.
Awesome. So the job's not finished.
Not finished.
One other question.
I wish I could say. I would say just starting, but we got a lot of work that's done, but we got so much more to do at this point.
I understand. One more question. So as our nation faces, we're in the very beginning of a severe healthcare crisis with the coronavirus. I know you've sat through several crises like this as mayor and as council president. How important is it to have an experienced hand at the helm in something like this? And do you have any advice for people in facing this? What we should be doing?
First of all, it's an enormously scary set of circumstances that we're facing. You look at the numbers of people who have contracted coronavirus. I really don't feel good about the fact that our national leaders, the current national leaders at the federal level, really have almost played this down.
And it's so cavalier.
It's cavalier, and it's not fair to people to treat people that way. So, what we've got to do is make sure we take this seriously, make sure we spread the information not spread the coronavirus, but spread the information so that people get the information, they know what to do, they know how to combat this. And, we've heard, I've heard advice that, it'll go away. Well, it won't just go away by itself. That's something we've gotten from the president, which I think is ridiculous to say things like that. There are things people can do, and they need to follow the directions. They need, wash your hands, and do that kind of thing. People need to do everything possible to be able to make sure they don't get it.
Yeah, and you've done everything possible to assure the health care of Ward 7 residents. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, we're creating a real healthcare system where none has existed. There's never been a real healthcare system on this side of the river. We're working to build a new hospital to replace the United Medical Center. We're working to create urgent care centers, which we've never had one in Ward 7 nor in Ward 8. We're working to do everything possible to bring more healthcare services to the city, and we brought now Sibley Hospital, which is owned and operated by Johns Hopkins. We brought them to the Unity Clinic here in Ward 7, over in on the in the area of the Ward 7, and we're happy to be able to do that. I think when you can make services available to people, people will use those services. We've just got to make the service available and get them doing it.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, here with Vince Gray himself, kicking off his campaign here in Washington, D.C. at Ward 7. It's an incredible opportunity people in Ward 7 have to vote for a living legend.
Thank you, sir.
Vince Gray. Thank
you
you.
so much.
All right, we'll be right back with his opening remarks, his comments after this. Thanks.